Right now at 5, a head-on crash on I-49 turns fatal for 3 people.
And we've got another beautiful day in the 4 states. We'll take a look at that forecast to get you out the door coming up.
Plus, Cherokee County commissioners discuss the procedures for getting and giving a raise.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5 a.m. I'm Elise Snowy.
I'm Chris Warner. It is now Tuesday. It is February the 25th, and I can remember this day. You'll learn later why, but I can at least remember what day of the week this one is. It's a very, very important day at home. And a week ago, we're going to be nearly 80 degrees warmer than where we were 7 days ago.
It's crazy. That's hard to believe, especially how last week was.
Oh my gosh! That was the week that wouldn't end, and
really
boy, 80
it's been
degrees.
Great so far this week.
Yes,
it's been so nice.
It has. Now it is not March yet.
No,
we're just a few days away. Yeah. But boy, it certainly feels like it. And it's going to continue to do so. Let's take a look outside. Downtown Pittsburgh looks fantastic. Now, yes, I know. Some of you at home may have noticed this camera's a little dark. I have clicked a bunch of buttons on it, and it doesn't like me. So that's as bright as it gets. But it still looks nice, all right? I mean, look, that snow, I cannot believe, but it is somewhat believable. There's still some out there. I don't think it's going to be there by the end of today. MoDOT camera 20th and Rangeline in Joplin also looking pretty good this morning. Got a clear view of the roads because we can see them because it is quite nice. And it will be another great day. Again, we'll have mostly clear skies for us today. Just a few passing clouds, and that will also allow us to get warm across the region. Clouds will increase later this afternoon into the evening and overnight hours, and that's going to be ahead of those rain chances as we head into tomorrow. Temperatures this morning, we've got some 30s out there. We've got 33 Neodesha and Chautauqua, 32 in Pittsburgh, but most of us hanging out upper 30s and low 40s, very similar to where we were yesterday. So again, a few clouds to start the day, low 40s, winds will be calm. And once they pick up, they don't pick up much. That's not right. I didn't change that number, or I fat-fingered something. That's not right. It's going to be warmer than that by the time the bus comes home. Southwest breeze 5 to 10. This is correct. That's the number I was aiming for. 69, not 49. But we're looking at highs today, upper 60s, some low 70s out there. So another beautiful day. How long is this beautiful weather going to last? Well, it's going to last long enough that a week from now, there's something we are keeping our eyes on. We'll have details in your full forecast here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, we'll check in with you soon, Chris. Thanks. Well, 3 people are dead after a crash involving a car driving the wrong way on Interstate 49. It happened Sunday night in McDonald County, Missouri, near Pineville. Authorities say an SUV was southbound in the northbound lane when it collided head-on with a car. The crash killed all 3 people who were in the 2 vehicles. A 63-year-old woman from Bella Vista, Arkansas, drove the SUV. A 43-year-old man and a 33-year-old woman, both from Kansas City, were in the car. All 3 died at the scene. A woman is critically injured from a crash on Missouri 171 in Jasper County yesterday. Authorities say the woman drove her car into the rear end of a tractor trailer that was traveling at normal highway speed, about 65 to 70 miles per hour in the Brooklyn Heights area. And the woman was taken by medical helicopter to a Springfield hospital. A male passenger in the car has moderate injuries. The truck driver is not hurt. And fire crews are investigating an explosion that happened at a hotel in Branson, Missouri yesterday. Fire officials believe a natural gas leak may have caused the blast. No guests were inside their rooms at the time, but 1 employee suffered minor injuries. And a suspect wanted in connection to a shooting investigation is now behind bars. The Jasper County Prosecuting Attorney's Office issued a warrant for Andrew M. Reed of Joplin for multiple charges, including unlawful use of a weapon, unlawful possession of a firearm, and first-degree property damage. Authorities booked Reed into the Joplin jail yesterday. The investigation stems from an incident on February 15th, shortly after 2 a.m. when Joplin police received reports of shots fired in the area of 5th and Joplin. Officers found no suspects or victims, but at least 2 vehicles and 2 buildings had been damaged by gunfire. And a Kansas game warden takes a suspect into custody after a multi-county pursuit with air support. Now, it happened Monday, starting in Neosho County and crossing into Crawford County. It started as a vehicle chase, then a crash into a creek, a foot chase, a UTV chase, back to a foot pursuit ending east of Pittsburgh near 30th and 570th Avenue. And troopers put up air support, and along with the Crawford County Sheriff's Office and Kansas Wildlife and Parks game wardens, they set up a perimeter. Troopers were able to find the 29-year-old suspect from Fort Scott, and a game warden took him into custody. EMS took the man to a local hospital for possible injuries suffered during the crash. Online court documents do not list any active charges at this time. Police chase in Galena, Kansas ends in a crash. Galena police responded to a call Sunday night after a resident reported a suspect attempting to break into their home. Officers located the suspect's vehicle near 7th and Short Street and attempted a traffic stop, but the driver fled, leading police on a pursuit. The chase ended when the suspect crashed in a field near 90th and Plum Road. The suspect then ran from the scene but was quickly arrested. Galena police say the suspect will face multiple charges, including felony stealing and fleeing from law enforcement. And to be the first to see breaking news, weather, and sports, you can download the KOAM News app. It's available free of charge in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. Just search for the KOAM News app. Well, in a meeting yesterday, the Cherokee County Commission discussed whether elected officials in the county could give themselves a raise. Now, this comes after the Cherokee County Clerk gave herself a raise of more than $14,000. KOAM Samantha Walker has the details.
At a meeting earlier this month, commissioners say they were caught off guard by an unexpected raise given to the Cherokee County Clerk, Rebecca Brassert, an increase of more than $14,000. Commissioners say the elected official had given herself the raise without the commission's knowledge. The clerk has worked with the county for more than 2 decades. We spoke with Brassert, who says she thought she was going through the correct process because it was how other county positions have gotten raises in the past. We spoke with one commissioner who says in the past, elected officials have given themselves small raises that were approved by the commission in payroll, but they say this raise was so significant and so sudden, with the commission having no prior knowledge of it, that it drew questions of what was allowed. At the time, commissioners set the clerk's pay back to the amount it had been prior to the new raise, just under $46,000 for the clerk position. Commissioners asked the county councilor to look into what precedent there was for elected officials, like county clerks, granting themselves raises or whether they had to be approved by the county commission. The councilor says the county handbook indicates it's up to the commission to approve salaries. He says he also looked at other cases across the state involving elected officials and changes to their salaries, which also indicate those changes had to first be approved by the county commission. The councilor says therefore raises in Cherokee County must be approved by the commission. The county councilor advised the Cherokee County Commission that they should look at setting a resolution that would set salaries for elected offices. He recommends that resolution explicitly say what positions like sheriff, county attorney, and county clerks make. Reporting in Cherokee County, Samantha Walker, KOAM News.
Currently, there aren't set salaries. The commission just approves payroll bi-weekly. The commissioners say they will look into adopting a resolution setting those elected official salaries within the coming weeks. And that's a look at this morning's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes coming up on the KOAM Morning News. Pittsburgh State baseball tries to finish off a sweep of Emporia State. We'll have the details. Plus, a top Vatican official leads prayers for Pope Francis's health at the Vatican. And we have a warmer and mostly sunny day today. We'll have what to expect with Chris Warner in the Skywatch Weather Center. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back.
Well, Pittsburgh State and Missouri Southern baseball both swept doubleheaders Monday while facing MIAA competition for the first time this season. Yesterday, the Gorillas and Lions each tried to finish a series sweep. Third and final game of the series between Pitt State and Emporia State. Gorillas in trouble early. They're already trailing 4-0 in the top of the third. Bases are loaded and former Frontenac Raider Logan Myers gets all of this pitch That is gone for a grand slam, and the Hornets open up an 8-0 lead. A lot of ball game left, though. Bottom of the inning, runner on base, and Ricky Sanchez pokes one the other way. That'll fall for a base hit. Next batter, Megan Brewer crushes one to deep right field. That's over the fence for a 3-run homer. Gorillas claw a little closer. They're still in the bottom of the third. Josh Holmes is going to single into shallow right. 2 more runs will score. It's now 8-5. But Emporia scores 3 more runs in the 6th, 2 of them off this home run from Dominic Felix. And the Gorillas pick up their first loss of the 2025 baseball season. Final score 11-7. Meanwhile, 13th ranked Missouri Southern baseball crushes Northwest Missouri 16-3 yesterday. Will Doherty hits 2 home runs and racks up 5 RBI. The Lions have won 4 in a row. They head to Topeka to take on Washburn this coming Friday. Moving over to college softball, Pittsburgh State is coming off a Sunday where it won both games of a doubleheader thanks to Gorilla starting pitchers Ava Laurent and Aiden Brown, who threw no hitters in consecutive games. Pittsburgh State goes 3-0 at the Washburn Invitational in Topeka. The Gorillas take care of Concordia St. Paul 6-2 yesterday. PSU has won 3 in a row, improves its record to 9-3, and is off until the Top Gun invite in Shawnee this Friday. Now, switching gears to Kansas high school basketball. Fort Scott girls win a top 10 battle, 51-40 over Labette County. Lady Tigers sweep the season series against the Lady Grizzlies, and they improve their record to 15-3. Labette County, coincidentally, has the same record. 2 of its 3 losses have come to Fort Scott. Well, still to come, the FDA's final rule on what foods can be considered healthy has been pushed back. Plus, it is very spring-like out there. Is it gonna last? Well, if you stick around, we'll have the answer right after this. Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. Just turned 5:17 on this Tuesday morning, and we are not really in spring yet. That is around the corner, but it certainly does feel like it. Nice, great start to the day. Mid-40s out there for some of us, and some 30s as well. Looks fantastic downtown Pittsburgh. MoDOT camera 20th and range line also looks great. I know there's still just a little bit of snow left out there. There should not be any of that left by the end of today. Because keep in mind, even though we haven't had the sunshine overnight, because that would be odd for this area for that to happen, what we have had is above freezing temperatures. So the melting still takes place, slows down a bit, but it still takes place. Today we are looking at mostly clear skies. It's going to be a pretty nice day. I know the future track is showing all these clouds. They were not there a minute ago, but I think we're still looking at mostly clear skies. Warm, in fact, warmer today. We're going to be upwards of 20 degrees warmer than our average high, so that's not bad. And I was off by a bit. We're 50 degrees warmer than where we started a week ago. Because remember, on Tuesday, once the snow began, our temperatures began to fall through the day, but they started in the low 20s. Going into tomorrow morning and overnight tonight, clouds increase. Here's this boundary. It'll shift the winds out of the north behind it, and it'll keep us just a little cooler and bring us some scattered shower chances. Future Track also does show some of these shower chances, trying to hold on to the afternoon, but I think the better chances for some showers is going to be before 1 p.m. And we'll start to see all of this activity clear out of here as we head into Wednesday evening. And we'll start to clear out overnight and into Thursday. So again, it'll be a little cooler Thursday morning, but our temperatures begin that rebound and start warming right back up, continuing this above normal trend for us as we head into the upcoming weekend. Temperatures right now, not bad. There's still some cold spots. We have a couple of 32s, Parsons and Pittsburgh sitting at 32. We got 33 Neodesha. So we do have some cool spots, but most of us at this point seem to be mid-upper 30s and some low 40s. So again, not a bad start to the day whatsoever. We're going to be around the low 40s to start. A few clouds out there, upper 50s. We're going to be almost at 60 degrees by 11 o'clock this morning. So in order to be at our average high, we should stop warming at about 9 o'clock, 9:30. and that's not going to happen. Again, not that we're necessarily complaining. Highs today right about 70, so give or take a few degrees, maybe some upper 60s, some low 70s, but right about that point. Again, just a few clouds, and unlike yesterday where it was a bit breezy at times, not so breezy today. Still, though, southwest winds at 5 to 10 will continue to bring in some of that warmer air. Now, through the evening and overnight, clouds begin to increase. That will slow our temperature drop just a bit. We'll eventually be back into the upper 40s for our overnight lows tonight, and south winds at 5 to 10. Now, behind that boundary, as I mentioned, we'll get north winds, but like I said, our temperatures not plummeting tomorrow, and we're not going to see overly gusty winds either. Still out of the north at 5 to 10. So ahead of the boundary on Wednesday, south breeze still, behind it north breeze. Better chances for some showers in the morning hours or before 1 p.m., I'd say, and maybe an isolated shower or sprinkle after that. Upper 50s, still some low 60s. Not bad as we head into Thursday. A little breezy, even warmer again on Friday, back around 70. Now you see we cool back down a bit into the weekend, but still above normal. Remember, we should be about 52 for our average high. We're going to be above that. We head into next week. We are keeping an eye on next Tuesday. Now right now we're just looking at some rain chances. But there is some data, long-range data, suggesting maybe some thunderstorms. So it is something we want to keep a close eye on. Of course, we'll keep you updated as we get a little closer. Let's check your forecast. We're back with more right after this.
Well, topping Health Watch this morning. The new standards for labeling of food healthy have been pushed back. Now, late last year, the Food and Drug Administration updated the nutritional requirements for a product to be described as healthy on its packaging. Now, the update was scheduled to go into effect today, but last month, President Donald Trump issued a pause on new rules. Now, as a result, the FDA says the new rule will start about 2 months from now on April 28th. The new requirements include a limit on added sugars and sodium. Food companies have until 2028 to update their products if they want to use the healthy label. And TikTok often gets a bad rap with the assumptions it's just an app for teens to show off their dance moves. But it's much more than that to a St. Louis, Missouri family who sought help through TikTok when their 3-year-old stopped walking. The little girl soon got a diagnosis following the urging of TikTok users to get the child to a doctor. Jordan Burrell has the story.
With her not being mobile, that was a big red flag for me.
Rain Lee, a mother of 3 under 3, says earlier this month her 2-year-old daughter Willow just stopped walking.
Willow and Winnie, they always play with each other. They're known for walking down the hallway to their room.
And when that stopped, Lee says she knew something was wrong. As a young mother, she took to TikTok.
What is going on? Like, you know what I'm saying? Who can I ask? You know, and I'm like, I can ask a million people, but at the same time, like if I post this video, I know on TikTok, you know, it's a nice platform. It's a lot of people on there, like nurses, doctors, just people, mothers.
The video blew up in hours with 30 million views today. The comments flooded with advice, guidance, but most importantly, a plea to the mother to take Willow to the hospital.
They say take her to the hospital. They say something is wrong, like this is serious. Let's do it.
Do not play by my daughter.
And then he told us that she was like diagnosed with rickets.
Rickets, a severe form of vitamin D deficiency, most commonly seen in children. Symptoms include delayed growth and motor skills, as well as muscle weakness.
I've never heard of rickets before. Like, I've never heard of it my whole life. We know rickets is very rare.
Rickets is more of a severe form of vitamin D deficiency.
Dr. Bacale says he hasn't seen a case of the bone disease in more than 10 years. In most cases, supplements can cure rickets. Willow now has a feeding tube to make sure she gets the nutrients she needs. With that and physical therapy, she's expected to make a full recovery.
I just want my daughter to know it's something that she will get
through.
With the help of her parents, 2 sisters, and now her new family on TikTok.
It says, enjoy your gift. I saw your story on TikTok, and I wanted to purchase something that I thought she would enjoy.
And that's a look at some of today's top health stories. You're watching the KOAM Morning News.
And we've got another beautiful, very spring-like day across the area. Look at your forecast when we come back.
Right now at 5:30, city leaders and community members break ground on a new bike park.
And we've got our what we've been talking about. It's so funny. Anyway, we got a great warm day ahead of us. So look at that forecast to get you out the door is coming up.
Plus, the Neosho Newton County Library invites farmers out to the Missouri Farmers Market Conference.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, good morning. Welcome to the KOAM Morning News.
I can't stop. I'm sorry.
It's 5:29. I'm Elise Snowy.
Okay, it's not even that fun. I haven't had coffee yet, okay? Tennessee didn't make the coffee.
Are you on right now? You're like right up here. Oh.
I'm Chris Warner. It's Tuesday. It's February the 25th. No, it's the other thing is, I have to say it. That story we just ran.
Yes.
The TikTok story.
Yeah.
This is the same thing as my child was mauled by a dog, but instead of going to the hospital, I post a TikTok for advice on what to. No. Anyway.
I mean, it worked, and then I kept telling him it worked. At least it worked.
It did work.
So we've just
what
we've
kind
just
of
been
day has
talking
it
about
been?
that a little bit this morning, and it got us.
Oh man,
we couldn't get it together. We normally can.
Sometimes. Let's take a look outside real quick, downtown Pittsburgh. We're gonna get through this day. It's not even that funny. It's just I haven't had the coffee yet. And I think that's the problem. The coffee actually will mellow me out a little bit. But here's a live look. Looks fantastic. Still little slivers of snow here and there, but that'll be gone soon. 20th and range line, MoDOT camera there. Looks great as well. And just so you know, I think seasonally speaking, we are here. We had Fool Spring in early January. Then we got the snow. Then we had that, we're in the spring of deception. Something tells me there's a third winter waiting sometime before March is over, because you guys know it can snow as late as April here. So I think we're about here. We'll have to see what happens. But as for today, we're looking at just a few clouds here and there. Another beautiful day. Temperatures upwards of 20 degrees above normal. Clouds will, though, begin to increase as we head into the evening and overnight hours. In terms of temperatures right now, we do have some cold spots. We got 32s, Parsons and Pittsburgh, 31 now in Miami. But otherwise, most of us, upper 30s and low 40s. So kids getting on that bus this morning, looking about like this, upper 30s, low 40s, mostly clear skies. Calm winds, few clouds this afternoon. I fixed this number for you. 69 when the bus brings them home, and southwest winds 5 to 10. Our highs headed for the upper 60s and low 70s today. So another very mild day. We're going to have some coffee, and then we're going to have a look at your forecast, talking about how long this stuff lasts, and about some rain chances here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, we'll see you soon, Chris. Thanks. Well, Abundant Hope, a local faith-based organization in Grove, Oklahoma, partnered with the health department yesterday. The organization is on a mission to help empower and educate families towards self-sufficiency. Now, their main focuses are supporting families in crisis, pregnancy, and foster care. A spokesperson says it is a crucial asset to a community struggling with homelessness.
We have the health department here today, and that happens twice a month. A rise that we have seen in our community is the homelessness, and they have figured out where we are, and so they will walk to us, and then we help them. If they don't have a place to stay tonight, we work with our local police department and other resources that can transport them to shelters.
McCorkle says this is the first year this building has been in its location. She says she needed more space because of the need of the community. Well, people can come by the Joplin History and Mineral Museum to learn more about Langston Hughes through a new exhibit. Hughes, born in Joplin, was an African-American poet who discusses themes like inequality, and he was a leader of the Harlem Renaissance. Now, the exhibit is called Harlem Renaissance and the Renaissance Man, and it highlights collaborations between Hughes and Gordon Parks, an influential photographer and filmmaker and writer. The display chronicles the friendship and history of the two and their contributions to art.
They're all of our ancestors together, and we have great insight into these two great men who really kind of pushed the art world.
Visitors can see the exhibit through April 30th. Missouri farmers, producers, market managers, and operators made their way to the Neosho Newton County Library yesterday. The library hosted this year's Missouri Farmers Market Conference. The annual event provides a way for markets from across the state to come together and discuss ideas, tips, and tricks. Now, some of the topics this year were issued with parking, pricing, and whether to allow a lot of bakers or coffee shops in the markets.
Each of these markets probably has on average 25, some up to 150 vendors. All of those represent small businesses in each of those communities. So sometimes people think, oh, it's just a small market. When they actually look further, what I see is at some of these markets, 25 to, again, 100 or plus small businesses.
Now, the theme for this year's conference was cultivating community. And a new outdoor attraction is coming to Joplin. City leaders and community members broke ground on the Dover Outdoor Recreation Area yesterday afternoon. The project, funded by the city's Parks and Stormwater Sales Tax, a state tourism grant, and hotel tax revenue, will feature a bicycle single track, BMX pump track, children's playground, and skills features.
I'm really excited for this. I've been waiting a long time for this. Before we would have to drive 30 minutes to Neosho or an hour to Bentonville, and I'm really glad we're finally getting a bike park here.
Construction begins soon with an expected opening in late 2025 or early 2026. And this Saturday marks the start of trout fishing season in Missouri, and just in time for annual hunting and fishing permits to expire. The annual 2024 permits expire at the end of February this Friday. Now, those include small game fishing and combination hunting and fishing licenses. You can buy 2025 permits from any of the Missouri Department of Conservation vendors around the state, online or on MDC's mobile app.
Missouri Game and Fish Commission, which was the predecessor of the Missouri Department of Conservation that oversaw game hunting and fishing rules in Missouri, and they actually had a fishing season that started March 1st. So for them, things kicked into March 1st, and that tradition of hunting, fishing, the permits that allow that kicking in March 1st kind of went with that.
Hunting or fishing without a valid license can lead to fines or even jail time. Invasive species are taking over Missouri's landscape, and experts say the impacts could be devastating. Now, this is Invasive Species Week, raising awareness about non-native plants and animals that threaten local habitats. The Missouri Department of Conservation is educating the public on how to spot and help control invasive species.
When you have a native species that comes on board, a lot of times it hurts that biodiversity. It cuts out some of the food source. It cuts out maybe some of the animals. It nudges out some of the animals that are needed in this food chain. So it hurts the native species. From the human standpoint, they can also cause economic problems.
Now, for more on how to get involved, you can visit the department's online field guide. And that's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. Thousands of Palestinians returned to Gaza, facing a long road to recovery after the devastation of war. Plus, European leaders are getting more involved in the peace talks between Russia and Ukraine. We'll have the latest. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. Well, topping World Watch, a top Vatican official leads prayers for Pope Francis as he battles pneumonia in both lungs. Cardinal Pietro Parolin led faithful followers in a recreation of the Rosary Prayer in St. Peter's Square on Monday. While Pope Francis continues to recover from his battle with double pneumonia at Rome's Gemelli Hospital. Francis has been in the hospital since February 14th, as doctors say his condition is touch and go. Parolin says ever since Francis has been in the hospital, an outpouring of prayers has reached the Vatican from around the world. The Vatican says Francis hasn't had any more respiratory scares since Saturday, as he was able to receive Curtis on Monday morning and resume his work remotely. Many Palestinians return to North Gaza as they begin to pick up the pieces from the damaged land. After being uprooted for the majority of the 6-month-long war, more than 600,000 Palestinians are back in northern Gaza as part of a ceasefire deal between Hamas and Israel. But many Palestinians do not have a place to live, running water, electricity, heat, or other services. The United Nations estimates it will cost around $53 billion in 15 years to rebuild Gaza after neighborhoods were decimated from Israel's attacks. Well, on the third anniversary of the Russian invasion of Ukraine, President Donald Trump says the war could end within weeks, but refuses to label Russia as the aggressor or call Vladimir Putin a dictator. As Rebecca Castor reports, European leaders are looking to get more involved in the peace talks, with the president of France visiting the White House.
As the fighting in Ukraine enters its fourth year, European leaders are racing to Washington to have a say in how it ends. With the U.S. leading peace talks, President Trump welcomed French President Emmanuel Macron to the White House Monday.
I think we could end it within weeks if we're smart. If we're not smart, it'll keep going. And
Macron is looking to use his friendship with the president to ensure Ukraine is protected during peace negotiations. Trump shocked many world leaders last week when he called Ukrainian President Zelensky a dictator. But he wouldn't call Russian President Vladimir Putin the same today.
I don't use those words lightly. I think that we're going to see how it all works out. Let's see what happens.
The White House is also working on a deal to access Ukraine's rare earth minerals as compensation for the U.S. sending billions in aid. Talk of repayment led to an awkward moment between Trump and Macron.
Europe is loaning the money to Ukraine. They get their money back.
No, in fact, to be frank, we paid 60% of the total effort, and it was through, like the U.S., loans, guarantee, grants, and we provided real money. To be clear,
if you believe that, it's okay with me.
But Macron also says Europe is ready to step up, as France and Britain discuss sending peacekeepers to Ukraine after the war.
Europe is willing to step up, to be a stronger partner, to do more in defense and security for the continent.
And today, the United Nations General Assembly voted down a U.S. resolution to end the war in Ukraine that did not mention Russia's aggression in the conflict.
And that's a look at some of your biggest headlines from around the world. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. 5:45, just about 5:46 on this Tuesday morning. I've got coffee, so the laughter is gone. At least the uncontrollable laughter is gone. And we have some weather to talk about. The nice thing is it's been relatively calm, especially compared to last week. It's been pretty pleasant, pretty calm. Do have some rain chances. We're going to get to all that. But first, again, that live look. Fantastic view out there. Same from the MoDOT camera, 20th at Rangeline in Joplin. Things are looking pretty good. And any snow that's still out there is very likely going to be gone by the end of today, because it's going to be even warmer today than it was yesterday, as if yesterday wasn't warm enough already. We'll have a few clouds here and there. Otherwise, just another beautiful textbook March day, really almost a mid to end of March day, with these temperatures as warm as they're going to be. And then clouds will thicken up later this evening into the overnight ahead of increasing shower chances tomorrow. Now, they're only slight chances, but they are there. We could see some showers just about anywhere. A few isolated showers, some sprinkles will be possible. Now, I think the bulk of the main shower activity will wrap up before 1 p.m., but we could still get some sprinkles or an isolated shower after that. It's just the better chances, which are not that great as it is for showers, will very likely be ahead of that before 1 p.m. Overnight, Wednesday into Thursday, skies clear, so we get a bit chilly again. We're going to be a little cooler tomorrow. Still above normal by a bit, but we are going to be a little bit cooler tomorrow. We're going to be a little bit cooler heading into Thursday, but temperatures will begin to turn back and warm back up. Got a northwest breeze for most of Thursday. Despite the northerly type breeze, we are still looking at temperatures, again, above normal. Temperatures now, not bad. Then we got some cold spots. Miami, for example, sitting at 29. We got a really good mix of temperatures out there because the winds are calm, so there's nothing really stirring up any kind of air or causing any shifts. So that's why we have such a big mix. It's 29 Miami, 43 in Joplin. You go back up north, now it's 32 in Pittsburgh. And you got 43 in Yates Center and 39 Iola. So you get the idea, just a mix of 30s and 40s this morning. So we'll be starting our day into the upper 30s and low 40s. few clouds here and there, getting close to 60 by 11 o'clock this morning, which is just insane. As we head into the afternoon, even crazier yet, upper 60s, low 70s. So about 70 on the average, but again, some of us maybe 67, 68, others maybe 72, 73 for the end of February. Southwest winds 5 to 10. Now at that point, we do start getting a little closer to record-setting highs. Maybe not quite today, maybe not tomorrow either, but we're going to be getting a little closer. Now clouds again begin to thicken up this evening, so that does slow down our temperature drops. So a little milder tonight, back into the upper 40s, mostly cloudy skies. South breeze at about 5 to 10. Now ahead of the boundary tomorrow, it's going to bring us to shower chances. We'll have south winds at 5 to 10. Behind it, they'll be out of the north, still at about 5 to 10. Not bad Thursday, great Friday, just a bit breezy, a little cooler this weekend, but not that bad. Maybe some evening showers on Sunday. And we are keeping an eye on next week. About a week from now, it's kind of like the snow. We're still early in the season. We're still going to be early in March, so in terms of stronger storms, severe storms, it's just barely going to be scratching the surface here. So we got to keep a close eye out. We know we're looking at shower chances, maybe some thunderstorms about a week from now. It's just a matter of will they have enough energy yet to become strong or severe? That's still the question. So we'll keep a close eye on that, and of course we'll keep you updated as we get closer. Let's check your forecast. We're back with more after this.
Well, you can find all sorts of trouble on the internet, but sometimes there's good in there, like a pair of strangers who live 8 hours apart in Colorado. Now, as Jennifer Meckles explains, their online connection saved one life while making 2 others so much better.
It can be so hard to ask for help.
It felt like a really big ask, like it was awkward enough trying to ask my family.
When the ask is this big.
I decided to make a Facebook account and an Instagram account solely dedicated to finding a donor.
Back in 2022, Ivy Sabini Kajewski was very sick and needed a new kidney.
Really weird to be like, okay, well, I should ask some strangers.
Just scrolling through Facebook, just gotten off work, and a friend of a friend had shared it, and I thought,
Hours away in Cortez, Colorado, Katie Herman started thinking.
Something was just in my mind. I couldn't shake it.
Shocked because I'm like, we don't even know each other at all.
I have 2 of something I don't necessarily need 2 of. Somebody else really needs this thing, and it was a no-brainer.
Katie, a very active wife and mom, rolled into surgery at HCA Health One Presbyterian St. Luke's. That was December 9th. Ivy's life changed immediately.
Literally from the moment I woke up, I felt so much better. I had color in my skin again.
Just hearing it, it's amazing seeing her be so healthy and happy.
I don't think there will ever be anything I can do to thank or show my appreciation enough. But what I will do and what I can do is live every day with so much appreciation, live every day I can to the fullest, go and enjoy those things I've missed out on, and do them all with Katie in mind.
It's usually best to avoid strangers on the internet, but sometimes an online connection can turn strangers into family.
I'm very thankful that you're a part of my life.
Oh, I'm thankful you're part of my life too.
Well, Katie also enjoyed a speedy recovery following her kidney donations. 5 weeks post-procedure, she returned to playing volleyball, and by 8 weeks, she was lifting weights again. Stick around. We'll be right back. Well, cat lovers in Lima, Peru hold public cat fair to raise money for stray cats. Volunteers gathered to hold a cat fair in Lima, Peru's Central Kennedy Park to fundraise for a back of almost 200 stray cats that roam the city streets. Now, the fair attracts cat product sellers and people from different parts of the world who just like hanging out with cats and maybe would consider taking one up for adoption. And a trio of dogs take the top spot in the British Siberian Husky dog race. Now, they were off and running in the finale of the competition season in England's Thetford Forest on Saturday. Now, the Siberian Huskies and their racers didn't have to brave the cold or snowy hills in this race known as dry weather racing. The 3-dog category is one of the most competitive race classes. Naomi March secured the championship title with a total tally of 708 points, a staggering 94 points ahead of her nearest rival. The season consists of 16 rounds, with the racers' best 11 results counting towards their tally.
I'm not a huge fan of dogs for reasons, which I won't get into, but boy, Siberian Huskies are incredible. They're absolutely incredible. They're huge. They're beautiful. They're smart. They're also very moody. I love watching the videos, on YouTube where they've got their attitude. I think that makes them even better. But yeah, just incredible what they can do as well, and incredible what Mother Nature can do within just a week. We were in the 20s falling through the day a week ago. Now we're in the low 40s to start, near 60 by 11 o'clock this morning. Just a few clouds here and there. Upper 60s, low 70s, mostly clear skies. Southwest breeze 5 to 10. Clouds increasing late evening and overnight, mostly cloudy, upper 40s, south breeze 5 to 10. Few showers mainly before 1 p.m., but a couple of afternoon showers, sprinkles possible. A little cooler tomorrow, not bad Thursday, breezy, warmer Friday. Got a great weekend ahead of us, more rain chances next week. That's checking your forecast. Got another hour of the KOAM Morning News right after this.